Hi class, welcome to our third week of our literature course. This week we are talking about something fun, but also something kind of taboo. The reason that I became an English major and then eventually an English teacher is because English courses explore concepts and ideas that you probably wouldn't talk about in any other class or in any other setting. And this week is an example of that. This week I would like you to read examples from some of our religious books. For example, the Quran, the Torah, obviously the Bible, sacred texts from Hinduism and Buddhism. So you're going to click here on each thing and open up the section that I'd like you to read. I'd also like you to read, though, part of Beowulf. Now, Beowulf is not considered a religious text, but it is probably the oldest written text that we have record of. So it's very important to at least be familiar with Beowulf during your studies. Please don't respond to the video, the film Beowulf that came out a little while ago. It really isn't, I don't think, very similar to the actual reading. So make sure you do the reading. All right, so this is what you're going to read through this week. And in our discussion area, you are going to respond to one of those things, and then you're going to analyze it for us. So don't give a summary, give an analysis, which means your opinions, your views. I explained here that I know it can be kind of a tricky situation to talk about religious pieces. So if you don't want to talk about the content and say, oh, I don't agree with this book, that's fine. You can just analyze the style of writing. And of course, if you're very uncomfortable talking about religion, you can talk about Beowulf instead. So again, you're analyzing the piece for us. Tell us what you liked, maybe you didn't like, what you thought of, any literary elements that came to mind. Remember back to, I think, week one, I talked about different literary styles like foreshadowing and dialogue and things like that. So if you want to analyze literary concepts, you can do that as well. But again, it has to be from our readings this week. And then you're going to continue with those readings by talking about those readings to somebody you know, your significant other, your mother, your brother, your children. Read one of these sections to someone you know. Let me go to it. And tell me about that conversation. Tell me about what happened when you talked about a religious work with a friend, a coworker, or a family member. How did they respond? What did they think of it? How did it make them feel? Did they enjoy it? So you only have to turn in 1 or 2 paragraphs, but please don't make it just a couple of words or a couple sentences. I want to really hear about your experience. What was it like talking to somebody in depth about a religious piece? For this particular assignment, I would rather you focused on one of the religious pieces instead of Beowulf, but again, if the religious topic is too controversial for you, again, you can use Beowulf as a backup. But again, I just want to hear about what it was like talking about religion with somebody, and you'll submit that here by the end of the week. So hopefully that all makes sense, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks, guys.